To anyone struggling with alcohol or drugs, I would say that it is possible to have a better life, and you deserve to have a better life. Sometimes it's not a straight road, but just keep trying. If you want to be different and you want to experience something different, then you probably have to do some different things, but you can do this. One thing I can say for certain is I would not be here if I was, drinking and using drugs still. I was an attorney before I became an engineer. When I was drinking and using, I had this constant stream of thought, in my head that was just this really vile negative self-talk. I worked for a law firm, in New York after I graduated. I was doing my job pretty well, but I was very unreliable. And, they had a pamphlet that, they slid across the desk. And they were like, okay, it's we're either gonna let you go, or you're gonna have to do a program. So I went to inpatient in Minnesota. And it was the first time in my adult life where I realized it was possible to not hate myself. I ended up moving back to New York. I wanted to resume my career. It turned out that, my sobriety didn't stick this time. I had stopped doing some of the things that I was doing to stay sober. The relapse is a part of recovery, as they say. It turned out that, just on my own willpower, it's just being an island by myself, I wasn't really capable of that. And I was like, wow, it's okay. It's I've been in rehab, a couple times in the last 4 years. And here I am doing the same things, taking crazy dangerous actions that I would never do when sober, like driving in that state. That turned out to be a really lucky thing for me because all I did was hit a tree. I didn't hurt anybody, thank God. I woke up the next morning and, I felt like such a failure. I called my sister and she came over. At this point, she had probably been sober about 8 or 9 years. And I remember telling her, I'm such a loser. She's like, you're just sick. You just need to get well. I ended up going to a recovery meeting that night. I started really throwing myself into a recovery program and my recovery community. The more I'm in this other-centered place, typically, the better I'm doing, the more comfortable I am in my own skin. It's the better I feel in my head and, the more effective I am as a person. I get sober and I'm still a lawyer. I remember talking to my wife and I was like, oh, I don't really like doing this. She was like, well, you could do something different. I started taking night courses at the community college in programming, and that's how I ended up here. I'm a Gmail SRE. We make sure that Gmail's up for our users. I didn't know that I would be able to have such a positive impact on other people's lives. And the more the balance tips in that favor, the better I feel about myself as a person and the happier that I am.